A very good morning to you all. I am Dr.N.Rajasree, Assistant Professor of Economics, Pingil Government College for Women, Vadapalli, Warangal. In today's class, you are going to learn about the industrial sector. So as you all know that in our economy, we have three sectors: agriculture sector, industrial sector, and the service sector. So, if only if we are depending only on the agriculture sector, our economy will not develop. Got it? So here a shift has to take place from agriculture sector to industrial sector. So for what? Why a shift has to take place? Why? Because in order to develop our economy, in order to develop the economic, in order to develop our economy. Got it? So here industrial sector plays a very important role because it provides employment opportunities for the people. Got my point? So remember that industrial sector plays a very important role for developing our economy because the production of the commodities, if the industries are established only, there is a chance to increase the production. So the introduction part, you can see the industrial sector, it refers to that sector of the economy which is related to the manufacturing and the production of different products. Okay, it is a very great, it is having a great importance for economic development. How our economy will develop? If production increases only, we can develop our economy. So it is a historical fact that countries with strong industrial sector have shown more economic growth and development. It is a known fact. And what happens when industrial production increases? Even the improvement in national income also take place. When we are producing the commodities, our income of our economy increases. And when income increases, what happens to the living standard of the people? Increases. Okay, so here we can remember that industrial sector plays a very important role to develop our economy, right? And it raises the productive capacity and also creates the increasing employment opportunities. The people thus have more goods and services and also leisure. They can spend the leisure and also better health and everything it takes place. So industrial development reduces the dependence on agricultural exports, okay, to earn badly needed foreign exchange. So you can remember an industrialized nation is always economically stronger, okay, and thus capable of defending itself against any aggression. So here, if there is a, because you know about the agriculture sector, this gives a seasonal unemployment in agriculture sector, and also we have disguised unemployment. So if there is a disguised unemployment, the people, they are not working vastly, some people are engaged in that sector. So if alternative some industrial sector is there, then during the off-season period, they can engage in this sector. So try to remember industrial sector plays a very important role to develop our economy. If industries are developed, automatically our economy also develops. Only depending on agriculture sector, we cannot increase, we cannot achieve economic development. Simultaneously, industrial sector has also must be given importance. So in this class, you're going to learn about the structure. What is the structure of our Indian industry? So you can remember the structure, how the Indian industry has been classified. The structure of Indian industry, that is the first, you can remember the structure in terms of usage. Okay, in terms of usage, how the industries have been classified. First is basic industries. So in the structure form, how the basic industries shows the importance. So these industries produce capital goods. So basic industries produce the capital goods, that is heavy machinery and also machine building industries. Got my point? Capital goods, heavy engineering goods and the machine building industries are there. That comes under the basic industries. Then industries producing consumer goods. So these industries produce consumer goods such as cotton textile industries are there, leather goods are there, salt, sugar, paper and other industries are there. Okay, so industries producing consumer goods on based on the usage na, these industries are classified because we are using the consumers, whatever the consumers need, the industries are manufacturing, we are consuming. If production process is not there, we will not consume the products. If they are manufacturing only, we are in a position to consume our goods. So try to remember, structure in terms of usage plays a very important role in these industries. So next we can see the industries producing intermediate goods. What is this intermediate goods? Intermediate goods are half finished, not yet fully finished products, still under process. So the raw materials you can take. For industrial sector, we need the raw materials. Okay, you can take the sugar. So in order to produce a sugar, what we have to do, we have to take the raw material from agriculture sector, the sugar cane. Okay, so if sugar cane, what is that, supply from agriculture sector to industrial sector, automatically the process will take place. Got my point? So industry is producing the intermediate goods. You can remember these are, you can remember coal, cement, steel, power, alcohol, chemicals, and other industries. So here some industries are producing the intermediate goods also. So that is the transformation just now we discussed. And here the producing the intermediate goods, you can remember the coal and the cement. For that the process will be there. It is not finally, suppose you want to prepare a tea, some raw materials will be required to prepare the tea. Yes or no? So in the same process, some industries producing the intermediate goods also comes under the structure on the in terms of usage. Right? And the next is what? The structure by the type of ownership. Okay? So based on the ownership, you can remember there are public sector undertakings. What are these public sector undertaking? Who will take the responsibility of this? The government will take the responsibility. Okay? That is, the main motive of the public sector is what? Service motive. They have to render the services. They don't want the profits. Whereas the private sectors is what the role? They want profits only. Got my point? So remember, these are the undertakings owned and the managed and the controlled by the government. Government takes the responsibility of undertaking all this. You can take the example ONGC, HPCL, BHEL, BSNL, Coal India, etc. or the major public sector undertakings, because the huge investments and other things now to produce the commodities, only the public sector will take. Okay, private sector only just, they want only the quick returns. Okay, so the private sector undertakings, then the next one is, these are the undertakings owned and the managed and also controlled by the private sector only, private individuals or the firms. And you can take the example, Reliance Industries, Tata Consultancy Services, TCS. It is a private sector. Infosys Technology Limited. This is also a private sector. ITC, Hindustan Liver Limited. Okay. ICICI Bank Limited, Tata Steel Limited. These are all the private sector undertaking. They'll take the responsibility. The undertaking is owned and also managed and also controlled by the private sector only, private firms or the individuals. You got it? And the next we see about the joint sector undertakings. What are these joint? Both the public and also the private combinedly. So the joint sector consists of business undertakings wherein the ownership, okay, control and the management are shared jointly by the government. Okay, The private individuals or the private entrepreneurs are very at a large scale. They'll have the, and also the public also, they'll have the collaborations. So when there is joint, combinedly they'll do the business. They'll what to do and how to do, they'll have that. So here in this, you can take the example, Cochin Refineries Limited, Goa Carbon Limited, BPCL, etc., are operating under the joint sector. So try to remember structure by the type of ownership, how the industries are classified: public sector undertaking, private sector undertaking, and also the joint sector undertakings. And next you can see structure by the size of the capital. You know about the capital. In order to develop the industrial sector, we need the capital. Yes or no? So it is based, when you want to establish an industry, we need the capital. How much we have, how much we have to use, for what purpose we have to use, and everything will be planned. The huge investments they want to make. So the industries, according to the capital, the industries are being classified. So you can remember here, based on this, the large industries. Okay, the large industries means more, the investment is more than 10 crores. So when they are investing more than 10 crores, but not less than 100 crores, and in these industries, if they are they want to invest, those industries we are classified it as large industries, right? Then next, based on the capital only, we are seeing the structure. Then the medium industries. What is this medium industry? How much the investment they have to invest? That is more than 5 crores but less than 10 crores. Okay, more than 5 crores and less than 10 crores in the manufacturing units is called as medium industries. And next you see the mega industries. So here in this, the investment limit is more than 100 crores. If the investment limit is more than 100 crores, then those industries we call it as mega industries. Very good. And the next one we can see the micro industries. Micro industries. The industry whose investment is less than 25 lakhs in manufacturing units, then that industry is called as what? Micro industry. And this limit is 10 lakhs in the service enterprises. Okay, that is micro industries. Then the small industries also, you have the industry which the investment is more than 25 lakhs but less than 5 crores. Okay, 5 crores in manufacturing units is known as in small industry, and this limit is 10 lakhs to 2 crores in service organizations. Okay, you got it now. The small industries, how much they have to invest and how much they have to undertake, the limit, how much is a limit in service organizations, you have to remember. And then next to the basic, in Indian economy, we used to, during British rule also, we used to give importance to cottage industries. Then the Mahatma Gandhi also said, if villages are developed, even the cities will develop. If when villages are developed only, automatically the cities will develop. So even we used to give importance to cottage industries. So cottage, with the creation of the products and also the services are homemade than the factory base. The factory, they are not doing it. Homemade handicrafts and all the things will come under cottage industries. So here generally these are unorganized. It is not that only skills and other things are required in this. So here the unorganized in character and falls under the category of the small scale industry. Okay. And the next you see the ancillary industries. What are these ancillary industries? Ancillary industries are those units which manufacture parts and the components to be used by larger industries. Okay. And the investment does not exceed 1 crore. So here in all this, just you have to remember what? The capital, how much they are investing. That point you have to remember. Okay. And then what type of industry we call when the investment is how much? Then the tiny industry also, you can say investment limits in plant and machinery in respect of tiny enterprises, that is 25 lakhs, irrespective of location of the unit. Wherever you want to invest, you can invest, but the limit is how much? 25 lakhs. So is it clear? Based on the capital, how the industries are being classified. Nice, very good. And the next we'll see the structure by type of enterprises. Already you have an idea about the public and the private sector. The public sector is a government and the private sector is what? Individuals or the companies. Okay. So the here public sector limited companies, a public sector limited company is a voluntary organization of the members which is incorporated and therefore has a separate legal existence, and also the liability of those members will be limited. Then the private limited companies are there. It is also a voluntary association of not less than 2 and not more than 50 members. So if the in between, if they want to establish a private limited company, the members must be 2 or more than 50. Then here you can remember the liability, the transfer of which the shares is limited to its members and how much they have to do and other things, the amount, and it is not allowed to invite any general public to subscribe a shares and also the debentures, whatever it may be. Then we see the government companies, the company owned by the central government or the state government, because we have two, central government and also the state government is called as government company. What is this government company? You have to remember both the central and also the state, or the state, whatever it may be, it is called as a government company. So either all of the capital or majority of the shares are owned by the government. The government companies are registered both as public and limited and private limited companies, but the management remains with the government only in both the cases. Whatever it may be, the management will be vested with the government only, whether central or the state. So remember, the government companies enjoy some privileges which are not available to non-government companies. No special statute is given to form a government company. For example, ECIL, Electronics Corporation of India Limited, Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, Uranium Corporation of India Limited, Bharat Dynamics Limited, all this, Bharat Electronics Limited, these are all central government companies. Okay. So here you can remember, based on the structure and also based on the structure by the type of enterprises, how the government the companies have been classified, how the public and the private and the government companies are there. So I think you got an idea about the how the industrial structure is and how it is playing an important. If investment is more, even the production also increases. When we are producing more commodities, what happens to our income of the economy? Increases. So here the only just it is based on the investment. Okay. And if you see on the usage also, basic industries and other things, consumer goods, because we have to consume the goods. When producers are producing the commodities only, the consumers, they can consume the goods. So according to the taste of the people, the manufacturers, they have to produce the commodities. Okay. That is very important. And the ownership also you can take public sector undertaking, private sector and the joint sector. So here it be whole and soul, it is vested on what? The main motive only. Because the private sector motive is what? Only just only the quick profits. Okay. If quick profits are there, then only they can start the business. Okay. This is very important. So I can conclude that stating that industrial sector plays a very important role for development of economy, because we have to develop, the India has to develop. How the development will take place? When we are, when whatever the resources we have, when we have the resources only, no doubt, we have the resources, but what is not there? Proper utilization of resources is not there. Why we are not utilizing the resources? Because we don't have much technical knowledge and also the capital. For utilization purpose, we need these things. So when the utilization is resources, when we are using in our economy, abundant of resources are there, but what is not there? Proper utilization is not there. So when we are utilizing now, automatically our income, production increases, and also simultaneously income of the economy also increases, and we can export the commodities to other countries also. When we are exporting the commodities to other countries, what happens? We'll get the income. No need of importing the commodities from other countries. We should not import, because self-sufficiency is very important. No need to depend on other. Every time during a war, 1962 India-China war, what happened? We had a what is that agreement with Burma, US with Burma. So here, on based on the PL 480 law, we used to have we used to import the commodities from other countries at enormous rates. So if every year when we are importing the commodities from other countries, then it's a problem for our economy itself. So that's why MS Swaminathan, what he has done about in agriculture sector, he made some changes. So in the Harrod Domer model also, about the economic growth, they have given the importance. So try to remember the development of industrial sector is very important, not only the agriculture sector, because in the first 5-year plan given only to the agriculture sector. So if they are giving importance to agriculture sector, our economy will not develop. Got it? So even the Hans Singer also he stated that only depending on agriculture sector we cannot develop our economy. He stated that a shift has to take place from agriculture sector to industrial sector, and from industrial sector to service sector. So try to remember, in order to develop our economy, okay, we have to utilize the resources, and also simultaneously a shift has to take place from agriculture to industry and industry to services. Hope I got my point. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.